Hello to all you poker players out there, and welcome back to the nitty gritty side of poker. I am 25,000 hands in to the challenge, 1 quarter, and it is time to start to break down some stats. Jay Nandes and his team from the Mastermind, I shall leave a link in the description below to the Mastermind. If you want to become a member, I will highly recommend it. It costs $100 a month and it's worth every penny. They have created this spreadsheet where you can fill in some numbers where you can compare your own numbers to Jay Nandes. And for example, big blind fold to button steal, and big blind call versus button steal. Well, that is, and how much you free bet versus button steal. Very important stats, very basic stats. However, I have chosen to be a little bit more specific because it's not always the game tree goes so simple. So I created like 11 filters in Poker Tracker. Maybe I'll create some more because these down here is with limbers. So these 8 filters I have up here is without limbers. So big blind fold versus button steal. How often do I fold? Big blind fold versus button steal when the small blind calls. Big blind fold versus button steal when the small blind free bets. We shall probably fold a lot there, but could be some hands that we should look into if we play those correctly. Big blind call versus button steal heads up. Big blind call versus button steal when the small blind calls, and big blind cold call versus button open, and when the free bet when the small blind free bets. And then there is the big blind free bet versus button steal when it's like heads up, and then there's the big blind squeeze when button steals and the small blind calls. And there's no limbers in all these. And if we kind of look at here from the get-go, the first 100,000 hands I have been folding versus the button 71.2% of the time, and the last 25,000 hands I have been folding 64.8% of the times. So I'm starting to defend a little bit wider and call some more, and also free bet some more. We can see here how much I've been calling and how much I've been free betting, which probably means that I start to understand hand values a little bit better, and also I start to be more comfortable post flop that it is possible for me to either find a way to win the hand at showdown or find a way to win the hand, basically outplay my opponent and make him fold. So the two stats I want to investigate a little bit today is this one here, where it is filter number 4 when I call. So if we take here, and the thing about if you put it into a report here, it's all nice and fine, and you get a kind of a quick overview, but you don't get the whole game tree, and you can't double click here and see what kind of hands it is. So I would rather use these filters, and then we can take this one. So this is one when I've called. When you've made a filter, just check out that you're filtering for the right situation, or the right hands, or whatever you filter for. So we are filtering for when I call, there's no limbers, button open, small blind folds, I call. So we see here, button open, small blind folds, I call. Next hand, button open, small blind folds, I call. Next hand, button open, small blind folds, I call. And so on and so forth. So just kind of check up that it is correct. So you see here that I over those 125 hands is winning 53 dollars basically, which is a 171 big blinds per 100 if I had folded every time. And in here there's no free bet, so there's no like aces or anything like particular. It's quite not weak hands, but it's not premium hands at all. So, and my currency all in adjusted is basically the same as what I won. So when I win this much and I run the other filter, which if we take a look here, the filter number 1, where I fold versus button steal, there's no limbers and it's like heads up. So if we take and put that one in, then obviously I lose 100 big blinds per 100. So what my thinking is that when I win that much, when I defend, then maybe I'm not defending enough. So what I've done here is like I have 237 hands, and then I'm just trying to investigate, is there some of these hands I could have defended. So what I've done is I put some extra filters in here. So for example, I have one here called A, and here I filtered out for ace and king high suits and no pairs. And we have 32 hands here, and so what I just do is like then I've kind of filtered from 237 hands I think it was, and filtered it down to 32 where I suspect there is some hands that could be better. For example, this ace jack 9 7 is a very easy defend. And then I've taken a bunch of them and put them into the pre-flop helper here, which is also provided by Jane Anders and the Mastermind, and you will get access to if you are a member. So for example, here we see this hand here, easy call versus button open. So this here, ace queen 10 deuce, also an easy call versus the button open. This is this hand here, and this is all hands I've folded. Another filter I put in was a filter where I think I filter for pairs. Yeah, here we got all the pairs. So if we take a look at this hand, this is just terrible that I fold king king 8 7. I don't know if it's a misclick, but it's I don't really think so. But it's an absolute disaster to fold that. I think I put it in here somewhere. Yeah. So versus the button, we can even free bet it, right? We should free bet it 100% of the time. So that's one filter I put in, and just stick around what kind of this king 10 10 with a king high suit. I think I put in here also. Yes, here, and versus the button, it's an easy call. So there's absolutely improvement. So I made one more filter where I was digging around a little bit, was these rundowns with yeah, they're not monotone. For example, this here, ace king jack 9 is also a very easy defender. I also put that one into the pre-flop helper. Under the paired hands, I also had this 9985, which is also a very easy call versus the button. And this ace king jack 9, we can free bet it was a small blind, but versus the button it's an easy call. So this number here, where I fold was the big blind when it heads up and there's no limbers, 41% of the time, or it is out of 41% of the time, and I call here 21.8% of the time. So this number has to go up, and that one has to go down. I have to defend more, and I have to think a little bit harder about what I'm folding, and there's no excuses for it. It is as simple as that. And that was a little bit about the big blind defense versus the button. I will go into the other here later, but I will try and keep these videos as short as possible, and this was 11 minutes. That was it for now, and I wish you all the best of luck in life.